a great day to be outdoor in the office here. I still spinning to the right. Going down, I guess we'll be okay. So since I'm waiting for that, I figured I'd talk about Sensear hard hat or behind the neck earmuffs here. I have a lot of people ask me about these, so I'll talk to them about it. I got quite a few of them. They're ups and downs. I've had some that are good. I've had some that weren't so good. I've had some that had to be sent back, repaired. Some that had some major repair. I've had a few of them. And with these R's, if you don't know about them, is they block the background noise, and you can talk on your phone or listen to the radio on these. But let's get into it and why I use them. I'm always wearing a hard hat, and I could never hear my phone ring on the rig. So I tried one out. Actually, this is my first set. They're quite expensive. They have actually came down in price since I first bought them. I got a couple different models here. I actually think these ones, well, I don't even remember what model they are. They don't have them. They've been around the block a few times. Speaking of that, well, let me talk about it. So I have both the hard hat style and the behind the neck. Now, a lot of people would like behind the neck with a brimmed hard hat. Since I'm always looking upward, I got tired of having my hard hat fall off, and these ones, pretty much you can do whatever and your hard hat stays right in place, which is a very positive thing. So, I'll talk about the problems I've had with them. Scoot down here. So on these ones, the first problem I had, well, there's a weak spot right here. Microphone right here at the very end, just like any other cable, it broke, so I had to order a new set, which they charge a good penny for them. But I will tell you that the newer designs are getting better to a point. Maybe their smart muffs aren't improving too fast. The second problem I had with these is the right ear muff quit working. So I took it in, or sent it off for warranty work, and Sensear company out of Australia, it took I think it was well over a month before I got it back, and I had it back for 1 week and it broke again. I wasn't very happy about that. So I took instead of taking it back to Australia, apparently they couldn't fix it right, I just took it to a local computer tech guy who fixes that kind of stuff, and he said they were very sophisticated. Well, there's the model right there. And but he got it fixed, and they seem to work pretty decent out of that. Now this one, people, you could hear me, but it wasn't that great on the phone, whether you know, if there's a lot of background noise. We used to have a 12V71 Detroit, and I could be standing next to the motor on it, and people couldn't hear me on that one. Now these newer ones, almost no one can even hear any engine noise on them whatsoever. So they have improved in that way. Now back to the problems. He went in and super hot glued it, whatever you want to call it, and fixed the problem with it, the right ear muff on that. I never did have any problems with that again. I had another microphone go bad, and obviously these tabs, they just broke right off, and there was a really bad design on these that I hope they can improve on somehow, is at least make them water resistant. Now if they get any sort of like just sprinkler rain on them, they quit working. Apparently they're not made for that, but since I'm outdoors and usually people wear these are outdoors, it would be handy if they did do that. Now these ones, I had some wires come out of them. They quit working, so instead of trying to fix these again, they were kind of getting semi-old. I didn't have these very long before they broke, a few months, which we're going to talk about this one in a second. I had these for a year or so before I finally gave up on them, where I was just the computer technician guy, he seemed to know them pretty well in and out, because I kept taking it to him. It's the simple things like maybe the earmuff wasn't working again on the left side, or people couldn't hear me. These have a radio transmitter, which I listen to the radio most of the time, which we'll also talk about these on that. This is their newest model. I did just get this one a couple months ago. I haven't used it too much, but I have been using it. This one right here, this is probably my best set so far, except for, comes back to that technology thing. I had one of these break, the microphone, and so they are getting better, which I'll show you on this new one. They seem to made them a little bit where they're not so 90'd right there. I don't know if you can see that, how it's really sharp right there, and then eventually it'll break. But these newer ones are thicker and stuff, and they definitely are a lot better. Now on these microphones, it shows you which direction they go, which on the original one I had, this orange one right here, it didn't have a direction, and sometimes they get backwards on your mic, because I always flip them up so they're not in my face, and people couldn't hear you when I pull off the sock here at the end, and it's because it was faced the wrong way. But so they've made improvements on that. This is definitely probably my favorite set would be this one. I haven't had too many problems with that one, so I went up and bought another behind the neck version on that, which this one, believe it or not, the microphone failed on it right there where I was talking about the wires. So, and they're quite expensive. I kept thinking I paid $100 for it or something. I'd have to look. But I don't really like behind the neck, as I told you before. This one I've actually never had any problems with the microphone. It definitely looks like it's, you can see, about ready to break anyway. It's starting to. And the only problem I had with this one sending it off was the battery died. So I had to send that off to get a battery change, which it took 2 months or something to get it back for the battery. And they do last a long time when the batteries, usually I can go 2 days on this, so 2 shifts, however you want to look at it, on the newer ones, without recharging them, which I just recharged in my truck on. They take a long time to recharge, not really. I think they have another model that's out now that charges a lot faster, but they take several hours. And so this set, which I just got a couple months ago, now people can hear me the best on this set by far. Like I said earlier, you can be right next to that engine you can see in that machine over there. That's a 550 6NZ Cat, and I could be with the hood right open. People can hear me plain as day with that thing, talking my Bluetooth. Now on this one, the older models, if you're looking at getting an older model, you can only listen to the radio, but that and two-way radio communication, which I never use, can't really review that. but the radio, just the FM radio, you can listen to. Now on this one, the newer one, I haven't been able to figure out how to use just a regular radio, but this one hooks to your Bluetooth, what is that, ADM2, whatever, on your phone, so you could stream from your phone music to this one, which is good and bad. If you like listening to local radio, then not so good. If you like listening to Spotify or whatever you have, then this one's okay. I do like that. It's a lot quieter. Technology seems to be there. The battery seems to be decent on it. Now, it definitely, this one's definitely not water resistant or anything like all the rest of them. They don't do well in water. In fact, sometimes I look goofy. If it's going to rain really hard on me when I'm out here, I'll go get a shower cap and put on it. It looks pretty ugly, but I like to keep my ears warm in the winter. But now this one, let's go back to the same problems I've had with the other ones. Even though this one ain't very old, my right headphone doesn't work again. So I'll probably go take it to my local computer guy and have him look it over and see if he can figure it out. But I'm not too happy. You pay quite a bit of money for these. I think this was $500 or something. So you get a lot of headsets in here. You think they'd work for that much. They are getting better with their technology, and I know they're really trying to bring it to the S to get better at that. Hopefully they will, but they still have, I don't know why the wires in the headphones break. I've had that with several problems with most of them, and I really hope they can fix that. But I do like the hard hat. If you're in the type of place I am, these just pop open and then close on your head. It squeezes on them and they pop open and stay open. So they have a Sens mode on them. So the Sens mode lets the outside noise in, and you can hear things just like you were outside without having earplugs in. Or you could take it off, the Sens mode, which I do most of the time. I don't really want to listen to things bouncing and breaking and stuff. So I usually just kick it off the Sens mode. But you have to have it off the Sens mode to listen to the radio or music on this one. So, and it's kind of hard to explain. Their little menu on here is sometimes a little tricky to figure out how to get everything set up to where you can listen to radio or your music, Bluetooth. But I have lots of people almost everywhere I go ask me about these, and they are pretty handy because they're multifunction. And if you do have a radio that you can hook into them, they hook in right here, or you can get the other model. Let me see that. You can get the other model, and they can do it wirelessly. Now, like I said, I don't really have radios and stuff, and these do actually do a two-way communication. Maybe that one's easier to see. You plug it in the radio, so there's the power, a USB, and then a radio port. And to turn on the radio on these, it's a lot different. They change our menu items from this one to this one, and it actually took me a little bit to figure this one out. These are pretty easy, but obviously I have a couple versions of these. So anyway, that's my take. I guess keep getting asked this question, so I figured people ask me how I like them and stuff, and well, I just told you. So hopefully that'll almost down, taking too long. Hopefully that'll help you decide if they're worth it or not. They're definitely expensive, but I do like them, and to a point, not how they're breaking. I have spares though. Thanks.